Hey, look what we got here. We have another little small solar light that the light just stays on when there's a battery in there. It doesn't go off during the day. So let's take a look at that. All right, first things first, I guess. We have to take it apart. So this is two pieces, and then there's a little clip back here that I seen. So we got to take this off first without breaking it. Looks like it's been out in the sun, so it's probably a little fragile. So then we can take a little screwdriver in the back, kind of pop that open a little, and then pry it carefully so the plastic don't break, because these things get dry rotted from being out in the sun all the time. Kind of work it apart. And that's what we have on the inside. Oh, we can see there's a little bit of rust on the screw right there. So it looks like moisture's got in here. Yeah, because there's a hole right there. That must be where you pull out the plastic piece when there was a good battery in there. Yeah, the customer opened this up and tried to look at it to see if they could figure out what was wrong with it, but they didn't put a battery back in there. But when the battery's in there, there's usually a little plastic piece that you got to pull out so it makes contact and starts working. So, little tiny circuit board in the back. Can't get no smaller than that, huh? So let's pull this out of here. We got a little front plastic piece that covers that up. Pull that out and let's throw a battery in, see what it does. Oh, there's the light. So the light's on, and we have light shining on it. So if there's light shining on this, that means that the light should go off. So yeah. And there's not much to do with the circuitry on here. There's just like I think that's an inductor on there, and then there's the diode, and then the famous solar light power supply IC right there that does everything. Let's get a look at what that number is on there. I'll take a picture and show it up there. Yeah, it's a YX80188, it looks like. Then there's some other letters below it, but all right, let's see what we can find here. I'm gonna take this battery out. It really doesn't look like anything wrong on this side, so let's go on the other side and see if there's anything bad there. Set that out of the way. Well, that's what that looks like. Not much there, huh? Just the stuff soldered in there. Yeah, it looks like there's some corrosion or something on there between two contacts that shouldn't even be connected together. So let's take some alcohol and clean this first, see if that does anything. I mean, the only major thing that could be wrong is the chip that's on there. If that's fried and it stuck open, stuck closed. So now since that's clean, let's throw the battery in and see what it does. If it's not that, then we know it's the black little chip on there. Ooh, and it's still on. Wait a minute, got the solar light down. It's still on. So I guess that didn't solve that problem. Thought maybe it might, but being that it was shorted together, so the only other thing it could be is our little chip on there, because otherwise there's really nothing to these things. So this little chip here must just be got zapped or something. The little stuff that we wiped off there shorted it out and blew it. So we could get some of those and replace it, but they're probably not worth it because it'd cost more to get that and send it here, and then it would just to buy a whole new one. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's not go anywhere fast. You know what I did? I said, what the heck? I went out and bought some solar chips for the one that's in here. We're gonna replace it and make sure this thing gets back working again. So first thing we gotta do is desolder the one that's in there. I'll use some solder braid to help get that stuff off there. Make sure you pay attention to the way it's in there. It's nighttime because it's blocked, so it's on. And it still doesn't work. Well, we know what that means. No, but we're gonna find out. Let's desolder the photo cell. Take note at where your wires are. Red's on B plus and the black's on, I think, oh, is that a B or an S? That looks like an S. Okay, we'll go along with what they're doing. And again, we could take one out, but I'm gonna go ahead and take both of them out. Ooh, come on, come back on. Hopefully my fingers aren't changing it. My fingers were changing it a little bit. So let's flip it over and see how many volts we can get out of this thing. Get it on there. Millivolts. Looks like nothing. Oops. Let's shine some bright light in there. Reads nothing. Wonder if our wires that fell off on the other side. No change. So if we throw this battery in here now without that, so we still have it light up. So that still lights up, and we get no reading from our little solar panel here. I'm gonna see if I can find another solar panel and connect it up to this, and we'll see what happens then. Got another one here. I took it apart. This one works fine. Different circuitry because this one has a photo sensor, but I disconnected. That's why I took it out of the board, because we're not going to use the photo sensor. So these are the two wires that go to the photo cell. All the rest of them are for the battery and that sensor. So we're going to solder these in here and see what we get. Let's see. Make sure I put them in the right spot like before, without shorting anything. That would always be a good idea. Alright, just a quick touch up on there. Alright, let's throw the battery in. The other one took a big battery, and this is just a AAA battery. No difference. They're both 1.2 volts. So let's throw this battery in there. It's on. It's off. Alright. So that tells us our photo cell went bad. So if I cover this up, the photo cell up, we don't have to worry about the sensor, because that don't do anything anyway. But if we cover up the solar cell itself, we can see that that's the problem. So we got a bad solar cell. So we can tear this apart and see what's going on. Like I said, maybe one of the wires broke off. Ta-da! So that works now. So we could actually put the other chip back in that we swapped out, and it will probably work. So let me do that real quick, just so I can show you that I'm not trying to pull a fast one or anything on you. And the light's on because the sensor is down, the solar cell is down. Now it's up, and we have no light. Put it down, light. All right, so our first chip was good. So I'm surprised. I thought usually the chip would go bad, but it's actually the photo cell. See you in the next one.